I'm speaking.
It'd be important if you said the truth. Joe Biden said twice in the debate.
I'm here because we believe in democracy. Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now. I am speaking now.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound of the world? Hey.
Can become president of the United States of America. In our time, we get a black man and a black woman become president. That's unheard of.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
Messy. Be on the right side of history. Be on the right side of history.
That's so, it's just the Amber Rose and everybody got all these videos and stuff and talking about Kamala Harris talking out of both sides of her. How would you say something so disrespectful? Even if you felt that way, I wouldn't dare make a video or say nothing like that to the vice president of the United States of America that's trying to stand up and that's going to possibly pick 2 United States Supreme Court justices or whatever to try to keep the laws in place that Thurgood Marshall and all of the people that have paved the way and try to redo and get back into some of this settled law, women's rights to choose, your voting rights, and Brown versus the Board of Education. Do your homework, black people.
Hold up. Let me just tell you something right here that could be very historic. And Kay pointed this out to me. If Kamala Harris is elected, she would be sworn in.
She could be sworn
on
in
MLK Day
by the first black Supreme Court,
and possibly by Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah.
Does that not give you chills?
Come on,
Stop
now.
it.
Does that not send
Maria?
Just make your whole body vibrate?
Maria,
oh my
I can
God.
go deep into that. You got a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated reading in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated into the damn White House. What's wrong with y'all?
Come on, man.
MLK holiday.
But y'all mad because she ain't talking about reparations.
Who was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated?
Come on now.
Come on now.
All right. I'm a frame this first, but let me read the super chat from Quiet Storm. He said we need to add Uncle Simp Luke to that lineup too. I got Luke tonight too, Playboy. He talking out the side of his neck too. All right, bet. The only piece of policy he named was women's rights, reproductive rights, a woman's issue. And it's apropos that he's sitting up there with a woman, and then they talking about being sworn in by the first female DEI black judge. This is the same judge when questioned by Congress and Senate couldn't define, and then the rest of it's just shaming tactics. That's what's been on the menu for black men all week, and we got a whole litany of it tonight. Tito, take it away.
You know what? All I hear are a bunch of people who belong to a certain tier, a certain prearranged, stratum of black society that are actually using the inadequacies of our school system to leverage power, right? Really think about it. It's like a vicious, self-fulfilling cycle. You have a bunch of people, the same cast of people that are school administrators, the same cast of people that have all of the education degrees, this same cast of people who are, over the teachers' unions, and they don't send their children to the same schools that your children go to, but then they keep your kids, they basically turn them out of schools that I have basically metastasized into idiot factories. And now that we've churned out all of these fucking idiots, now we get to forever leverage our power because they don't know any better. Everything he named. First of all, Thurgood Marshall is not a fucking legislator. Thurgood Marshall arbitrates the law. That's what Thurgood Marshall does. He's not a legislator, right? And a lot of the laws, that are most useful to so-called black people were actually enshrined into the Constitution just a few years after the Civil War. The only thing that the civil rights struggle was about was finally getting the 14th, well, really the 13th, 14th, and 15th amendments to be actually enforced. One man, one vote, equal protection under the law. That's what the civil rights of the 60s was about. A lot of niggas are so dumb that they actually think that all of that happened actually in the 60s. No, that shit had been in the Constitution. But if your ass could read and you went to school where they taught your black ass how to read, then you will understand that. But they made sure that you don't understand that. And now they leveraging their power or clinging on to their power tenuously upon the fact that most likely your black ass don't understand that.
Well, take it away.
Brother, I would say this much, man. You hear me? Y'all hear me?
I hear you. I hear you. Good.
Yeah, they're putting up charged words, like historic, Divine Nine. Divine Nine isn't what it used to be. For one, let's start there, right? Divine Nine has become a remnant of what it used to be, because the Divine Nine was about entrepreneurship. It was about independence. It was about the lack of degeneracy. This was the whole reason why supposedly they created these organizations and stuff. And you do have some people with some elitist attitudes and stuff like that. I can stand by that. But the Divine Nine today is just simply another thing that somebody's going to put in a brochure somewhere to associate themselves with prestige, while the average person makes 50,000-60,000 a year, has a whole bunch of loans, and are miserable and be faking the funk by going to these annual or quarterly parties to hobnob with people to keep up with the Joneses, while they're cash poor and house rich. Meanwhile, you have immigrants, when you're talking about net gains, who have benefits much to the T of $40,000 a year in cash without any loans. Who's really doing better, right? We're constantly looking for a quote unquote savior. And I think this is the sort of, aspect in which they're trying to sell to us, as in, get in line and she's going to change everything and this, that, and the other. I really think that they know. This is what's bad about it this time. They know, because they tell you she's not for everybody. She's not for black folks, right? I mean, she's for everybody and all this other crap, right? They tell you. So my thing is this: if there's really nothing to gain out of it, then why go for the symbolism? Why go for the aesthetics? Another street being named, another school being named, a token figure, another holiday. But meanwhile,
Hoop, give me a piece of that. What you got for this nonsense with Mr. Smiley?
Yeah, man. I like what Saul went with that, because that's kind of what I took notes when I listened to this thing, because it helps me be more concise. And Saul's on point, man. Listen, man. My first take is that we're fucking cooked, bro. We're fucking cooked. The black caste system is a real thing. That boule class is a real thing. And not in a sense where, like, some people kind of overdo it, like, motherfuckers pushing buttons and turning knobs from a societal standpoint. It's not quite that. But again, as a member of the Divine Nine, my damn self, we generally think that we know best for a black society. We think going through the school system is the only way to be informed as a person and have a respectable, upstanding situation, right? So it's funny to hear things like that again from these D9 members. It's like you literally have to unplug from the farm system. And when you start to think freely, to think logically, you start to see, like, okay, like Saul was just saying, yeah, there's some good things about the origin of how the D9 started. But you got to also remember that they started off the preliminary things of these white fraternities. Like, if you look into that shit, like, it literally, I sound like Rickey Smiley saying this, but they literally learn their structure of the fraternity from the people that you claim to hate so much or not like so much. You learn your structure through that same system, which is an offshoot of Freemasonry, right? So you basically the Boule is basically the advisors to like the king, as it were, or the governing class.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound of the world?